afternoon we're down here at the State Hockey Centre. We're chatting with some girls that are working on something big coming up in April. Let's cross to their coach to find out what it is. So Des, what is the QAS?
The Queensland Academy of Sport is a program designed for those athletes that have been identified as having the potential to play for Australia in the future and hopefully at the Olympics. It's an individual athlete development program.
What is the big thing that's happening in April?
Well, the Queensland Academy of Sport has got a practice game against USA, which is an important part of their preparation for the games coming up against the Hockeyroos. The practice game is on Tuesday the 3rd of April at 6 p.m. at the Sunshine Coast, prior to the USA playing against the Hockeyroos all over the Easter weekend.
Cassie, how important is the USA game to you?
I think it's extremely important. There's going to be obviously the Australian coach there and a lot of selectors, and it's a good way to get them to look at us even if we don't get into the Scorchers at the end of the year. I've never really had an opportunity to get into that just yet with a lot of injuries, so this year that's the main focus, and I guess club hockey as well, winning our 4th grand final.
And you've come so far with your hockey. What advice do you have to give to junior players that want to follow the same path as you?
I think, like I said before, I've had a lot of injuries, and as of last year that was probably the first representative team that I've been able to go away with. So I think if you make shadow, if you don't make the team at all, just hang in there, keep your training up, stay fit and stay focused.
Have your injuries been mainly from games or from injuries incurred in training?
Mainly from games and I guess overtraining as well. I've had 2 knee reconstructions. The first, or both of them, were in games. One was more of an impact situation, and I've had plenty of stress fractures in my feet, so that's more from overtraining and continuous running on the hard field.
What advice do you have to people to avoid or recover incurring injuries?
I think don't be silly with your recovery. I know if you're only young, you've got plenty of years ahead of you. Don't try and rush back into it and think that you need to be in the team. Just take your time, and that way hopefully you won't get injured in the same spot again.
So how much do you train?
At this stage, training about 9 times a week, including club hockey, and we have our game on the weekend.
Wow, so you have more than 1 training session every day?
On Monday I've got 2 training sessions, Wednesday is 3, including club, and then on the Tuesday, Thursday and Friday, 1 a day.
So you're currently studying at university. How do you fit in your uni studies and your hockey training as well?
It's very difficult, but I'm only doing 3 subjects at the moment, and I work as a personal trainer, so it's quite flexible in that area, and through the day I'm at uni and studying. So it is very difficult, and I've had to cut back a lot on work because I seem to think I was invincible at the beginning, but you make it work because you enjoy the hockey.
So Krissy, you're from the Canadian national team. Unfortunately, Canada didn't make the qualifying for the 2012 Olympics. Why did you choose Queensland to spend your season?
Since we didn't qualify, it worked out good timing for us that we could come over here at the beginning of the season and learn a new style of hockey and get some good training in, where there's not too much hockey going on back in Canada.
What do you expect from your year in Queensland in terms of your hockey development?
I'm just hoping to learn as much as I can. Like Krissy was saying, we're just kind of here because it worked out nicely. So yeah, just to get more games and more practice, since there isn't really much going on at home. Yeah.
Krissy, you only arrived last week, but how do the 2 standards of hockey compare?
There's a very good standard here. We haven't played any club games yet, so we'll find out how we match up on the weekend. But yeah, there's a very good standard here, so we're excited to be playing with very good hockey players.
I know the weather's a little bit different. It's absolutely freezing in Canada at the moment. Do you think you'll have any issues playing in all of your goalkeeper gear in Queensland?
I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to there being some sun, but right now, I mean, it's pretty similar to Vancouver. It's kind of rainy, so it's a good fit.
Kaitlyn, you have been here for a week. Have you learned anything yet about our style of hockey?
Not really yet, because our first game was rained out. So just from practices, I've just noticed that the shots are kind of coming a little bit quicker, a little bit harder, and with more accuracy, which is kind of good. So, but other than that,
Australians are pretty laid back and easygoing and very friendly. So Canadians are the same, pretty laid back and very friendly. So it's nice to come in and not have too much of a culture shock.
Yeah. In terms of international hockey standards, I know that we think we've got a pretty high standard in Australia. How are we viewed internationally, do you think?
Yeah, I would say that most teams look at Australia as being very, very good at the top. You've been in the top 10 for a long time, so yeah, you're viewed as a very high standard.